to the PROUDcast. My name is Brian. I'm a secondary teacher here at BISK. I teach 7, 10, and 11. It's been a little while. We're in the 2025-2026 semester. We're celebrating 15 years. Today we're going to be talking to Miss Lara, who's the head of Key Stage 1, and recently inducted head prefect Yousif. After that, we're going to discuss some changes in the school, where we're going, and what we can look forward to. Welcome, my guest today, Miss Lara, head of KG and Key Stage 1, and Yousif, recently inducted head prefect, year 12. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, you've both been here for quite a while.
Just a bit.
Tell us about it, because you two go back all the way.
Yeah. Good. You good?
I registered in, I think, July 2011 in the school. It was in Italian City 1. I remember I used to walk there with my dad.
Yeah.
He would hold my hand and you would go from my house to it. Was like a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk. And then from KG1, I was there. It was pretty fun, amazing school. And then in KG2, they introduced us with Miss Lara. She was my KG2 teacher. I have a lot of memories with her in KG2. It was amazing. I still remember it to this day.
What do you remember?
Well, for me, I think it was January 2013 when I first came to work for BISK. And as Yousif said, we were in the Italian village in the old building at that time. And I remember him being in KG1 at that time. And as he said, when we moved to this building, he was in my class in KG2. And one of the embarrassing things that Yousif is reminded of since coming back to BISK is I had 2 Yousifs in my class and we didn't know what to call them. And he always wore orange. So till this day, he's still called Yousif Orange by me and a couple of other students.
It's a pretty good memory. Do you still go by that? Do any of your friends call you Yousif Orange?
Yes, I have a couple of friends like Zainok Seri, he calls me Yousif Orange. And also Dario, sometimes he calls me Yousif Orange. And till now, Miss Lara and she even taught Mr. Azadin to call me Yousif Orange. And Mr. Bilal too.
So this nickname has really stuck with you through BISK.
Yeah, everyone calls me by it.
So you've pretty much grown up at BISK.
Yep, 14 years.
So what are some things you've learned here?
Well, to be honest, everything in my life I've learned from here. Most of the things. My English is amazing because of the school. And yeah,
So you've both also seen so much of the school change. Because I know that you left for a little bit and now you returned.
Yeah, I came back.
So I know before we're in a room that didn't exist before. There was no second floor.
Exactly, that's when I left BISK, it was just 1 floor. So returning, this is my 3rd academic year now, saw massive changes in the campus, and now with the ongoing refurbishment and changes that are happening, it really is ongoing and up to date at all times.
Yeah, it's already such a change from the beginning of the year when we started. The admin building, the new building over there, the fields. In a couple years' time, it's going to be like it's 15 years have passed already.
Yeah, true.
So are there moments here that you remember that stand out for either of you that, is like a core memory from here?
Yousif's probably got a better memory than me. Let's have some of your funny stories.
Yes, so I remember the tournaments we used to have in the old pitch, not the new one, the old one. It was no grass, it was just...
Like the turf?
The turf, it was just a turf. I remember Mr. Harem was our teacher. Right now he's not here anymore. I remember the tournament against grade 6, I was 5th grade. We lost, I think, 5-1. Yeah, 5-1, it was last year seniors. They would mock me until 9th, 10th, until last year they would still bring it up.
Why? What did you do?
We lost, we were talking a lot before the game.
Okay.
Yeah. And they beat us 5-1, I think. 6-1 or 5-1, I don't remember really well. Yeah, and they beat us. And I remember the graduation ceremony of grade 6 when Dr. Fano, may his soul rest in peace, I think he passed. He came to my house with Mr. Jassim and Ms. Dilan, I think. Yeah, Ms. Dilan was with him too. They were in my house. They gave me certificates, and that was an amazing moment.
Was this during COVID time?
Yes, yes,
That's
they
why,
came.
because
They
you couldn't
all,
graduate
yeah.
at school.
they
That
all
was my
came in
question,
class.
too.
Yeah.
I thought that the loss was so bad they didn't let you come back to school. And they had to bring you the certificates because that's a little harsh for 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
As you continue your journey through year 12, what are you expecting this year now as head prefect? Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
What are you looking forward to?
Memories and high AP marks, not only to me but to my classmates and my colleagues, and to make more friends this year and be friendly with the teachers, of course. And
What advice do you have for some of the underclassmen? So I
yeah.
teach 7th and 8th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. What would you tell them now, halfway through the first semester, as advice?
Try hard. Not everything is about friends and trends, like the trends they do. And to respect the teachers, I guess, and to respect each other, because they would come to a day that they will regret it. Because I have a lot of friends that regret it way too much. I remember I was speaking to one a week ago or two. They were telling me how much they regret not paying attention, not disrespecting and cursing and stuff. It's not cool. Your friends may think it's cool. I used to think it's cool too back in grade 7, 8, and 9. But I've learned after grade 10 and 11, I've learned that I should be the person who I want to be and not who my friends want me to be.
Absolutely. So, Ms. Lara, what recommendations, what advice do you have with moving to a pretty big step in his life now?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say I'm very proud of him because coming back and getting all these students saying, Miss, you were my teacher in KG2. And a lot of them I didn't recognise, but Yousif Orange, he's still got that same little face that he had when he was little. I'm very proud of him getting this position. And hold your head high, be confident. Where you think maybe other students will challenge you just like they do teachers, you need to do what you believe in and what you think is right, and not let anyone, try to stop you from what you're doing or pull you down or bribe you in any way. And I think for someone that's been in the school for all these years, you're the perfect role model for students because you're BISK proud in and out, and you've lived and breathed BISK for all these years, so who better to be her prefect?
Agreed. Seeing the entire cafeteria erupt when you were announced head prefect was quite moving.
Amazing.
Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
sir.
Thank you, Ms. Lara and Yousif. Now, we welcome Group Principal Mr. Jacques.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, after hearing Lara and Yousif's testimony about their journey through BISK, Yousif starting at the very beginning, Ms. Lara starting at the beginning, taking a quick break, and then coming back to return as Key Stage 1 and head of KG. What are your thoughts?
I think it's really amazing to see how many students has actually started their journey as in KG and then actually graduating with us. And I think that is partly what we stand for, is that, and that's where we also have the BISK pathway, and the BISK pathway are divided into 3 categories. It's divided into KG, primary and secondary. It's also in a wheel format, so showing that you started at the start in KG and you follow up to grade 12 and you graduate with us.
And you've literally come full circle.
You become full circle, and I think that is exactly what we hope that families will do. And, and even families that join us primary, that they finish the journey with us. And I think that is why we have the BISK pathway, and it's so great to see how many students live the BISK pathway, finishing the circle. I've been here 18 months, and it's now, again, if I see in our current grade 12 graduate class, just like Yousif, how many of them started in KG and finishing now in grade 12. That's amazing to see. And I hope that we will continue having more of those students where they start the journey of us. And this year, our KG is quite full. So it seems like a lot of people are now saying, yes, we want our kids to do the full circle. So that's good to see. Also, they then are absolutely drilled in what is BISK and who we stand for. And just think we eventually can have 80% of our students that way. That will be great to see. Also staff like Ms. Lara that's been here, and yes, she did have a bit of a service interruption, but it's great to see how many staff are with BISK and currently how many staff members are saying they see themselves 5, 10, another 15 years here, which is good. I think that also talks a lot about the work environment. Because let's be honest, you don't want to be a place where it's a toxic environment where you're not happy.
No one does. No.
So I think that speaks volumes that the majority of our staff are saying, yes, I might have just started my journey here, but I'm seeing myself here for 5 or 10 years. And staff that's already been here for so long saying, well, BISK is the only school I want to be at. So it's good to see students and staff like that.
Yeah, it's quite heartwarming. So I teach mostly year 7. They're my main group. And at the induction ceremony, they all just went wild when Yousif's name was announced. And then he's coming back and they're all reaching out, like a celebrity's walking by. And it's, he's had quite an influence on the school. Even the year 7s, they all know who he is. Absolutely. Even Mr. Dolchat, our CEO, is standing next to me, and he was, of course, handing the badge over to him and said that clearly that for a student to have that kind of impact in the school, that shows that's the right person also being selected as the head of the representing the student body. Absolutely. And I've seen him play football, and I didn't teach him, but I know he's quite good academically, behaviorally. He's a good role model. Yeah, he's quite a standout student all around. Absolutely. If I think that's our aim, is to have 1,000 Yousifs. Wouldn't that be something? So with the goal of having 1,000 Yousifs in the future, how do you see the BISK community moving forward? I think if I look at the feedback we're currently getting from the community, we're turning 15 as we're all discussing now, but in the one sense, a lot of parents and the community have said, you've been here for 15 years, but I only heard about you the last 2 years. And I think that says a lot about what's been happening at the school the last 2 years. And I think it's setting a brilliant foundation for where we're going. And I foresee that we will be here in the next 45, 50, 60, 100 years. I think we will be one of those institutions that will be able to celebrate those kind of birthdays because of who we are and where we come from and where we're going. What I also find culture that we're building around the school. No, exactly. What I also find interesting is that now suddenly we have schools in the community, and now suddenly it says, "Oh, I've been 20 years and I'm 18 years and whatever," because I think the blue and red wave is now following through Erbil, and they realize that when you talk about 15 years of excellence, what it actually means when you say you're 15 years around. Yeah. We've been around the bush. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. And I think we've shaken the Erbil tree, and everybody's taking note of us. And I'm not arrogant when I say it. It's just what we're getting back from the community. But with that as well, we of course know that that gives us a big mandate. But also, we need to continue just concentrate on ourselves and eat humble pie. When you are grounded and you remind yourself of, you haven't arrived yet. And I don't ever think while I'm a principal at the school, I'll ever say we have arrived, because then that means you're exceptionally arrogant. You always aim to be better. So in the hopes of continuing to be better and looking at students that are starting this next big chapter of their life, the same question I asked Ms. Lara, what advice would you give to the year 12 students halfway through the 25-26 semester, getting ready to go into the second half? What advice would you give them? Know yourself. I just had a conversation with a year 7 also in my office where I said, forget about impressing everybody around you. Impress yourself. When you can look in the mirror and you look at yourself and think, I'm proud of you, who you see in the mirror, I think that goes very far. And I think that's all, unfortunately, in world community, we became more interested in what people say about us on social media and our statuses and whatever. But
status in the community, but we actually have lost ourselves. And I think that is one thing that I would like our community, especially our year 12s, to be reminded of. Be yourself and be proud of yourself. Because when you are well-grounded, we all know that going forward, yes, you'll still have challenges. But when you know yourself, challenges can come and go and you will survive. It's when you don't know yourself and challenges are coming that you will falter and fall around.
Agreed. Well, I, for one, welcome this challenge of the 25-26 year. Thank you for joining me. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thank you for having me again, and looking forward to hopefully another successful academic year, and making sure that we're becoming the school of choice in the Erbil.
Thank you for joining us here at BISK and the PROUDcast, celebrating 15 years of excellence, 15 years of learning, and we are just getting started.